summer is a time to celebrate everything that's at the farm stand. So whether it's cucumbers and peppers, which could be in this pile, onions of any type. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna grab a really nice onion from the farmer's market to throw into this salad because I like that spiky feeling. I love mixing corn, tomatoes, and the fruit that's in season with feta cheese, a beautiful, salty, natural feta with good vinegar. In this case, this is a Banyuls vinegar, and Spanish extra virgin olive oil, one of my favorite varietals. Salt and pepper. I mean, you could put lots of other flavors in there, but I think as a base, that mix of, you know, sour, salty, bitter, and sweet is so fantastic. And with the fruit that comes out, you always have a couple pieces of fruit that just are a little firmer than the others, right? Out of these 5 little pluots here, I have one that is firmer than the others. I'm just gonna feel these peaches, soft, soft, soft. This one is hard. We're gonna use that one for the salad. They're just a little more tart that way. These white nectarines, there's one. We have our fruit selected for our salad. We have our feta cheese, we have our tomatoes. We've steamed our corn. I have that in salted water. And you can see here, I just have a little bit of water there with a little vegetable basket. Super simple setup. And then all you want to do with your ears of corn, let's not show the dirty sink. Just frame that out.
Your sink is always immaculately clean.
But all you have to do, rinse them in a little bit of cold water. And guess what? Not for very long, because we're gonna slice this off the cob. And once this corn is sliced, and by the way, just roll it a little bit and dry it. Once this corn is sliced off the cob, it's gonna be extremely cool. So, we all know, easiest way to cut kernels off a cob is just to put a little stand in a bowl, slide it to one side, and then cut your kernels off. Now, when I toss this salad together, these little sections and kernels are all gonna come apart. But I don't want to toss it so vigorously because I don't want to break up my tomatoes or my stone fruit. So I just break up my corn. My corn is the first layer there. You should check it to make sure it's cooked perfectly. Cooked perfectly. Plums. And I am cutting on either side of these plums to avoid the pip. And we're going to put our pile of fruit there. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to do the same thing with my nectarine. You can almost hear how crisp that white nectarine is when you cut it. It's just stunning. And yes, we're going to use the centers for other things. And you can, by the way, I should tell you, you can come down the side of the nectarine, take a couple more slices if you like. But to be honest, I take these pieces and I like to snack on them later, so I'm sort of spoiled. Beautiful peach. Is it just me, or has this season been incredible for peaches? I've yet to find a bad peach. I washed and dried these peaches, so yes, I use the skin. Please remember to always wash your peaches. The skin itself has some tannins in them that can sometimes be bitter, that are easy to rinse away. So I have all this wonderful stone fruit there that's going in that salad. Next, let's take some of these gorgeous tomatoes from the farmer's market. And I've got a German striped, I've got a yellow, and I've got a red slicer of some kind. And that's probably good enough. I think we may add some of those nice little heirloom cherry tomatoes. And sometimes with heirlooms, they're heirlooms for a reason, you have a little bit of stem in there that needs to come out. Then cut them in half. And with tomatoes like this, what I want to do, if I make too many cuts in the wrong places, I loosen all of those seed pods. So what I really want to do is just cut them in sections like this, and when people help themselves, so then they'll have nicer pieces of tomato, and yes, maybe a little big, a little knife and forkish, but that's better than cutting your tomatoes in pieces where all the juices and the seeds are going to come out. And it's different as you evaluate all your different tomatoes, right? So this one, ooh, look at that, very different seed pod. So I'm gonna cut this. Look at what we're seeing there, how much meat there is compared to the seed pods as opposed to this slicer, right? So we know that we can cut that yellow tomato into chunks as opposed to lengthy slices. Luca, come here. Come on. Come here. Come here, Luca. Right? Are you gonna behave? That's my dog, Luca. He's a Legato Romagnola. And I got him an Instagram account at Luca the Legato. I'm a little tardy in taking pictures of him, but I had to misspell the word legato on purpose. He's an Italian water dog. Because someone else in Nebraska had Luca the Legato, the proper spelling. Since they're Italian, I think Luca's a popular name. Look at that German striped. How beautiful is that? Just stunning, right? This little green part is immature stem that's growing. So I don't want to like butcher this to death, but that's not going to taste great. So I just want to pull it out, most of it. And we'll just cut this into slices and put that in our salad. The combination of stone fruit, tomato, and corn, especially with these incredible heirlooms, is just fantastic. This is an onion from our local farmer's market. It's just so gorgeous and so sweet, but it was pulled out of the dirt this morning when I stopped over there early. She's got to be really careful about peeling it and getting dirt on your fingers and stuff. And I probably should have just rinsed this before I peeled it, but I think I'm going to avoid all of the dirt on there. Yes, beautiful. And I think what I'll do is I'm just going to do really thin slices because I'm trying to make different cuts on things. But if I mimic the shape of the stone fruit, then when I separate these, it's just going to eat a little more elegantly, right? Then I want to season this at the last minute because the salt, and this is Trapani, it's Italian sea salt, the salt is going to draw the moisture out of the onions and the tomatoes. And I want to put a healthy amount of pepper in there. I want to get rid of these lemon seeds. So as best I can, I don't want seeds in there. I always like with stone fruit and feta salads for my acid to not just be vinegar. It's not your towel. The dog is hoping something breaks down there. But I like the sweetness of vinegar. So I have this fantastic Banyuls. Pour some of that in there. If you get little bits of clotted grape must that's in there, don't worry, that is just vinegar solids. Nothing bad. You can see those there. In fact, they're pretty tasty. And then you want to add your olive oil. Now, when I'm doing vinegar and olive oil with a little bit of lemon juice, I go about 3-to-1 oil to vinegar. And then when I'm ready to, and I taste for seasoning, I'll add a little vinegar if I need to. I may just be a little too soft with olive oil, but the lemon juice is really gonna make up for that. And then we have this beautiful true feta, goat's milk feta, imported. And I'm just gonna gently crumble that over the salad. It's going to break up a little more when I mix it. I don't mind those chunks. I actually kind of like it. Here is some really powerful dried mint from Africa. Here's some freshly picked and very sweet Sicilian oregano. We've talked about my herb drawer before. This is one of 2 shelves. Don't at me, I know I'm a freak. It's not a big deal, I'm okay with it. And then the last thing that I want to do is get a little bowl. Because we're going to toss this together, assuming I remember where all my salad tossing ingredients are. There they are. I love all this handmade stuff I got in Asheville, North Carolina, and I just love it. Just a little bit of beeswax or wood oil, all natural. Don't wash them with salt. Don't wash them with, you know what I'm saying. Don't wash them with soap and water, just water. And just gently toss this. The salad is not overdressed, but you have the acidic tomatoes, you have all of that wonderful stone fruit, you have that salty feta cheese. We also added salt. And you shouldn't have it swimming in dressing. By the time you put this into a bowl, trust me, if it sits for 10 minutes, you're gonna have liquid at the bottom. Why? Because the tomatoes, the feta, the stone fruit has macerated with that salt. That is the essence of what was at the farmer's market today, this morning. Put a little fork in there. Now, a little something that we do at our house. So you may have noticed there's a ham. I always keep a ham on my counter. I keep a pillowcase. I always put it on top of the ham. Yes, some of it dries, not a big deal. But you can just slice pieces of ham, nice, salty, dried American ham. And you can just slide some thin slices onto there. Because if you think about like prosciutto and melon, how about just an American country ham with some of that fruit that's in there? See, just put that over there so there's no flies or bugs. But that ham with these tomatoes and the feta and the mint and the oregano, that's as good as it gets. There's a simple country salad with a couple tips on how to cut different things there. And I hope you love it as much as I do. Delish.